Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordam. We're back for some more Divinity Original Sin 2. I am just about to enter Fort Joy with our main character Mr. Fane here. We are level 2. But before we do that, I was told about the gift bag features option here. And this is something I talked about in the first episode, where in the main menu there's like a big notification talking about gift bags, and I wasn't sure what that was. Apparently we have this option, or actually several options, which can modify the game, and I briefly went over all of these here. And some of them I would say are kind of like cheats, which can make the game easier. Some of them are quality of life features, which I am interested in, and I'm considering taking it. And other ones are just changing the way the game behaves, and also adding some randomness. Those I'm not really interested in. But since I do think a couple of these are interesting, I am going to look over each of these so you guys are also aware of them and let you know which ones I consider taking. Now, a disclaimer here. I am not sure if changing or enabling some of these options is going to disable achievements. I would imagine that to be the case. Stuff like this, I think, could disable achievements. So if you are looking at getting a certain type of achievement, like beating the game on a certain difficulty or in honor mode, blah blah blah, just be mindful that this might disable them. I don't care about the achievements, so I'm gonna turn on whatever I want, but if you do care about them, just make sure you check that out before you start enabling these options. Some of them apparently you can turn on or off whenever you want. Some of them give you this note saying that the modification is persistent and cannot be turned off once activated. With that said, let's look over this. So 8 action points, increasing base maximum action points to 8. I will not be doing that. 9 lives, transforms Black Cat into a follower. This seems like too much of a difference for my taste. I'm gonna leave this off as well. Herb gardens, you can take any herb and combine with a bucket to create a seedling, and then you can watch it grow. Sure, I don't really care about it, so I'm going to turn it off, or I'm going to leave it off. Source meditation. This, I would say, is a big quality of life feature, but I am not sure if it can also be a cheat. So I'll explain why. Early in the game, getting source points is not something you can do in a trivial fashion. Once you do get a little bit further in the game, you are going to have consistent ways of getting source points in an unlimited way. Okay, so it's easy to get them. However, it does take some time. It can get a little bit annoying having to go through that process. So having something that will just give you source points when you rest is a nice quality of life improvement. However, I am not sure if there are some areas in which the regular way of getting source points is disabled for you. And if that's the case, I don't want to get access to, resting for source points. So I am gonna leave this off just in case and do it the regular way. From the ashes, you can resurrect allies just by resting. I don't want that. Animal empathy. Allows all player characters to talk to animals without having to spend a talent point. Also changes Pet Pal talent to grant maximum positive attitude in all conversations with animals. I mean, it's a nice quality of life. You don't have to worry about Pet Pal. It's a bit of a cheat since you don't have to waste a talent going for this. And this maximum positive attitude, I'm also not really sure how it's going to affect things. So I think for right now, I'm gonna leave it off, since I already have Pet Pal in my main character anyway. But once we gain access to respec, who knows? If I really want an extra talent, I might enable this. I wouldn't consider this to be, much of a cheat or much of a big difference. Hagglers. Let the reputation and skill of your whole party help when you want to haggle for the best prices. Yes. Now, there are two parts to this feature here. So the first one, and the reason why I really want this, is for quality of life. So the way the game works is, you can give any of your characters a civic talent, or feature, I don't remember the name, where you can haggle for better prices. In practice, what this means is, if you want to make use of haggling, you need to move all the inventory you want to sell to that character and then have that character speak with the merchant, and only then will the haggling be enabled. If you try and do it with any other character, you will not get the discounted prices. So what this means is there's a lot of pointless work that you need to do to make haggling work that for me it's just a waste of time. So I will just turn this on. So this means regardless of who has the haggling points, they are going to be enabled. The one thing I am unsure of is, let's say I have all 4 of my characters with haggling maxed. Does it stack? I'm not sure. But I'm not planning on giving haggling to more than one person, so it's not going to affect me. I'm going to turn this on just for the quality of life. Combat Randomizer. This was actually the only one I went online and investigated. When entering combat, 1 or more random enemies will receive one of the new special statuses created for this modification. This will change everything you thought you knew about combat. I think this could be fun if you just want to have a little bit of a different experience with the game if you've played the game before. I would not recommend this on a first playthrough for sure. Since I'm doing these videos, I want to keep the game kind of as close as possible to the original implementation, so I'm not gonna go for this. I want the fights to play out as they were designed for, not having some random factor change everything about it. So I'm gonna leave this off. Crafter's Kit, plenty of new recipes and unique items to craft. Sounds cool, I'm gonna turn it on. I don't know if we're gonna get some uber powerful stuff. I never really craft in the game anyway, maybe this will make me want to do it. Divine Talents, resurrect your allies as zombies. Do you hate missing the one attack really matters? This seems like a cheat, so I don't want it. Enhanced Spirit Vision, increases the active radius of Spirit Vision and makes it last indefinitely. Now to me, this is pure quality of life. Sometimes if you want to use this, you have to recast it over and over and over again until you find what you need. So I'll just have this on, it doesn't change anything combat-wise, so I'll keep it. Fort Joy Magic Mirror, this way you can respec before you reach Act 2. I don't think I required it, so I'm gonna leave it off, but it is a good option. If you are a new player and let's say you felt like you made a mistake with one of your characters or your main character, this will just enable you to just respec from the start. So it could be a nice quality of life. I don't think I require it, I'm gonna leave it off. Improved Organization. Find a collection of special bags that allow you to better and automatically organize your inventory. Inventory management in this game can be a big hassle. I am gonna turn this on because I am curious to see how this works. Pet Power enhances the summoning class and its infusion spells immensely. Now this is clearly a cheat and I don't really use summons anyway, so I'm gonna leave it off. Sorcerer's Sundries, you can find a mysterious vendor selling exotic and potent artifacts. These artifacts can upgrade the character's own gear with immense power, bringing them up to the player's current level. Now, I would say, I wouldn't call this a cheat, but it does give you access to things you would otherwise not have. With that said though, I am gonna turn this on, even if it does change the game in a way that I don't really, or I didn't really want to do, but I'll say why. One of the biggest complaints I have with this game is upgrading your gear. It's very annoying because just having an item be one level higher or one level lower is a massive difference, especially if we're talking about armor and weapons. It really is a massive difference. So it always felt really bad, for a lack of a better word, when you had to upgrade just because you leveled up and your entire gear is now pretty much obsolete. So I'm enabling this to see what they did to try and work around that. If I find this is a little bit too much, I will just not use it. I can't turn it off, but I just will not use it. Endless Runner. Find a new icon in your hotbar which you can use to toggle sprint on and off. Increases your movement speed and the movement speed of your followers. I'm gonna turn this on because you can enable or disable and even have an icon. If this allows me to move faster in the game world just for exploration purposes, I think it's a cool addition as quality of life, so I'm gonna turn this on as well. So, in summary, I am going to enable Hagglers, Crafter's Kit, Enhanced Spirit Vision, Improved Organization, Sorcerer's Sundries, and Endless Runner. So pretty much all of these are quality of life, with the exception of Sorcerer's Sundries. I'm going to apply this. What does this say? Will be baked into your save game. You won't be able to disable it later. Are you sure you want to? Yeah, sure. Okay. So this is the answer to my previous question. Achievements are disabled. They will be disabled when playing with add-ons. Do you want to continue? I'm gonna say yes because I already have them and I don't really care about them anyway. So I will just turn them on. I would say I know some people like to play along with this playthrough. I'm guessing most of the things that I changed, again, with the exception of the Sorcerer's Sundries, would not have any kind of meaningful impact in the game. So if you want achievements, don't turn this on, and you can still play along without much of a difference, honestly. So I'm going to turn this on. We're going to see how this plays out. I am really curious to see how the Sorcerer's Sundries works, honestly. But again, I'll reiterate, if I think it's broken or like cheating, I will not use it. I don't think that will be the case, though. It's probably some kind of mechanism just to... Oh. Just to, like, allow me to upgrade my gear. Okay, so how does this work? If I want to move... Isn't this the same thing? Movement speed plus 45%. Oh no, yeah, okay, it's clearly faster. What I am curious about is if it affects combat. If it affects combat, I will just not use it. Okay, so we have entered the Fort Joy Ghetto. And we are gonna meet Ifan Ben Mezd. Actually, first I want to meet Lohse here.
Hey, I know you.
Yes, you do.
Lohse, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mock elegant curtsy.
Back then I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de Pube. And you were you. Glad to see you made it. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape?
I'm not really sure. I fell in the water and was nearly lost.
Me too. Did you hear something? When you were in the water, I mean.
Yep, I heard a strange voice. It seemed to want me to survive.
I heard the same thing. Do you know what this means? It means I'm not the only.
Lohse's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes lose focus and her whole body goes rigid. She is stock still, waxy skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks.
Gently call out to her and ask if she's alright.
Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours, dark pupils dilated into great black voids. Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins drain to pinkish flesh, and her whole body relaxes.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Frown and ask why she's acting so strangely.
Ah, it's nothing really. It's just, I'm just a bit, well, a bit hospitable.
Elaborate, please.
Put it like this. You've never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about anything to be like you. But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, friendly lady at the door beckoning you in for half price. Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied.
Say you may understand her better than she thinks.
She gives you a searching look.
You seem pretty well adjusted.
Looks can be deceiving, sure.
Ain't that just the truth? So, how are you enjoying the joy?
The Ministers hold you in, something about being a danger to yourself and society.
Yeah, same story here. Reckon in my case, they might actually be right, though. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that.
Yep, that sounds like a good idea.
It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve, so you'll have to pick which one I'll pull out if, when, push comes to shove. Lately I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires. So, what'll it be?
So, this is our first introduction to a companion, and as you can see, as she tells you, you can pretty much choose whatever kind of build you want for that particular character. She has, I guess, what the game would quote-unquote suggest for her, being a spellcaster, but you can do whatever you want. You can make her be a rogue, you can make her a fighter, you can make her an archer, you can make her whatever you want. In my case, I do like having her with pretty much the default build, which is a spellcaster focused on air and water. So she will be dealing damage, she will be providing utility, and she will also be healing for my party. And she will be part of my core party for the remainder of the game, because I do like Lohse and I do like her quest. So an enchanter would suit my party well, she ought to stay as she is.
Sounds fine. So, we're good to go?
Yep.
Yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought. And I'll do my best to stay myself. Lead the way.
Okay, one more thing she should know before you continue, you're not totally, well, alive.
Well, duh. I'm sure that disguise will fool most people, but I'm a very sensitive and discerning soul. Most fleshy folks aren't really alive anyway. Don't sweat it. Or whatever it is you do. Now, let's go.
Okay. Now, control them, the party member. Okay, sure. Ah, right. I forgot to see. I forgot to check my items. Yo, what do we get? Tools, arrows, bladed weapons, blunt weapons. So the game said it would automatically do this. Hiri, Hiri, the Four Sisters Trading Company has opened for business. Weapon not chopping down enemies like it used to. Armor dull and dented. Have no fear, Sorcerer's Sundries are here. Ah. With our new range of Sorcerer's Sundries, you can upgrade your weapons, equipment and jewelry. Seek out your local Four Sisters representative in the Hollow Marshes, Driftwood or Arcs today. Signed, Donna, Dagmar, Demira and Dala. Alright, that's for one of the gift bag options. Now, when this says automatically, what does this... What is pack? What does pack do? What did I do? Oh, the pack will just... will put stuff inside. Okay, that's actually very cool. Yeah, okay, I definitely like this a lot. I wish it would just automatically... do this for me at the start. Okay. And it only seems to affect the character that I did the pack on, not the other ones, which I like. It's not cheating on the weight, which I also like. Scrolls. Okay, perfect. No, no. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Okay, yeah, so now we have Lohse with us as well. She comes with an improvised staff. I am currently using 2 wands. I'm actually going to change this. I'm going to be taking the shield. Or actually, no, I'm going to take the shield out. I'm going to give her the shield. And she can have my other wands. What are my wands? In ranged weapons? Wands and staves. This is it. Okay. The part I'm kind of worried about is we have poison, and double poison, not really what I want, but we'll see if I want to swap this at some point. Okay, but yeah, she will be our secondary spellcaster for the party. I can give her some trousers. Okay. Now we're gonna meet a second potential companion, Ifan Ben Mezd, but this one I don't actually want to take with me.
It's not your business, long pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his cronies.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you.
Ask after this Griff.
Runs the kitchen. Means he runs me, you, and everyone else in camp.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Stand beside Ifan and tell the thug to back off.
Burrow looks you both up and down, sizing up your combined threat.
Ah, get out of here. The both of you. You ain't worth the sweat of my brow anyhow.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us.
Okay.
There is a safe place.
We can barter, but I don't really care about any of these things. How do I leave here? Escape, okay. So, we can follow her, but we're not going to do that just yet.
Ifan rolls his sleeves back down. He nods at you, the shadow of a smile on his lips.
Good work there. Good work. I can tell you've got chops.
Chops.
Say, you were on the ship here with me, weren't you?
He stretches out one rough hand to shake yours.
Tell him you're not much of a handshaker.
Suit yourself. Probably wise, given the rashes you can pick up around this place. Say, you don't look all that busy now that we're safely on dry land. I could use someone to watch my back, and it looks like you could use someone to watch yours. I've just got a small errand to run, and then I'll be looking to get the hell out of here while I've still got a neck to collar. How about we stick together until we get out of this place?
I'm gonna say yes, just because, but I'm not gonna be taking Ifan with me. At least not for, you know, the long run. Thugs, we're afraid we mentioned lone wolves. What are they?
He shrugs, looking off to the...
Mercenaries. It's a job. My job.
Ask about that errand he mentioned earlier. It sounds highly suspicious.
Everyone needs to make a living. I make mine running errands.
The little black cat trailing you hisses at him, hair raising a ridge along his back. Without batting an eyelid, the man rumbles a lupine growl. The cat hides behind your leg, mewling.
We all have to do what we have to do to survive.
That's the truth. For me, for you, for everyone in this place. Why not help each other get out of here?
You're keen to get out of here. How does he think that'll happen?
The usual way. Haphazard, terrifying, and drenched in blood. Haven't quite worked out the details yet, but I'll wager it'll be no worse than what'll happen if we stay put. 2 heads are better than 1, and when push comes to shove, 4 fists are better than 2, right?
Yep.
He grins, sharp teeth glitter.
So, before we hit the road, it's best if we decide battle strategies up front. Should keep more of our blood in.
Right, so we can also
I will
choose what we
find my
want.
priority. I'll use every trick in the book to keep us alive. But if a wayfarer's not what you're after, I've got other skills. What do you need?
Okay, so since I'm not planning on taking him with me, I'll just say keep whatever you want, which in this case is going to be Wayfarer.
Can do.
He scans the...
Right you are.
And off we go. Again, I'm not going to bother too much with him because I am not going to be taking him. Yes. Now, what I would like to look for... Well, this guy I think has a quest for me.
Bow your head, please. If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend.
Nah, it's not this one, I don't think. The vine is dead no matter how much anyone prays.
Haven't you heard? Bishop Alexander, the Divine's own son, is God-woken. He will ascend. He will protect us from this darkness. Do not doubt that he will come into his powers at any moment.
Okay, okay. This is the one with the quest, I think.
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone?
Why do you want to know?
It's just, I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. But it's hardly a group affair. I only need one.
Sure, I'm alone.
In that case, listen up. You must think me mad to approach a stranger, but this camp is full of cowards and I'm running out of time. Fast. Too fast. Way too fast.
What are you planning?
I've been here a long time. Longer than anyone else. People get taken sometimes. Some folks say they get cured. I don't know if I believe it, and I don't want to wait and find out. I have a way out of here. It won't be easy, and I need a partner. Just one. Are you interested?
Yep.
Attaboy. Who wouldn't? Finally someone with a little sense around here. The plan's simple. Completely foolproof. I have a spell that I can use to teleport you right out of here. I can't use it on myself, but with your help, we can both get out of here. There's an artifact that you can use to teleport me out of this place. Then I can use my spell to free you in turn. This item, though, it's in quite an unfortunate location.
And this item is very, very good and very important to get as early as possible. Where can I find it?
It's found its way into a nest of crocodilians on a secluded beach nearby. Here, give me your map and I'll show you where to go.
Crocodilians? How many?
Not enough to trouble a fine specimen such as yourself.
Uh-huh.
Get that artifact, and you and I are as good as free. Go give those overgrown lizards what for.
Sure. Okay. That's a cool quest because, again, the item is very, very good. I won't be going there just yet. I want to at least have a full party. And let me see. I'm trying to find whatever I can that's not stealing. And I also want to find my 2 other companions.
Better even to puke yourself to death than get purged.
I believe one of them is going to be around... No, not there. God damn it, where do I want to go? I want to go... Is it here? Oh, it's here. There's one here, I think. Where is he? Okay, this is a merchant. I will want to talk with him somewhat soon. I want to talk with that lady as well. I think she can even give us a skill, I believe, if you listen to her story. That guy is danger. I would prefer to avoid him if possible. At least for right now. And the person I'm currently looking for is actually Beast. Which I thought it was going to be over there, but... I know Sebille is around here somewhere. Like there. There she is.
Amid the squalor of Fort Joy, you suddenly spot an elf with diamond features. Regal and radiant, but cold too, and sharper than any knife. She was the one who sat rolling dice in the ship that went under, deciding fates with every roll. Or so she said. Her eyes are focused on a lizard some distance away, and you get the distinct feeling he's an unfortunate man indeed to be trapped in her tiger-like gaze.
Approach her and ask what has her so enamored with that lizard.
No sooner have these words left your mouth than she turns about and grabs you in a stranglehold. You feel the tip of a long needle being pushed a little ways into one of your neck's vertebrae.
You caught me off guard. No one catches me off guard. Better tell me who you really are, Or this time, I'll let my needle do the licking.
Okay, so we can tell her true. I'm an ancient undead looking for his long-lost people.
I see. It does so satisfy to have a purpose in life.
A push, a pivot, and now you suddenly face her. The needle still all too deeply embedded in bone. Despite the precariousness of your situation, you notice something that remained undetected in the gloom of the ship. A flaw in her diamond features. A curiously shaped scar on her left cheek.
Ask her how she got that scar.
Let me tell you a little story. Once upon a bad old time, a lizard cut this thing, this living scar, into my cheek. The mark of a slave. But now I'm free, of sorts. And I've traced that lizard here to Fort Joy. I intend to raise the subject with him.
Okay, point out that you are not that lizard.
She drives the needle in deeper and whispers.
In truth, it does not matter in the least who you really are. You saw me mark my prey. You could warn him, save him, or kill him before I get my chance. That makes you a liability. That makes you needle feed.
Nah. I'm gonna make you an offer, lady. Instead of killing me, you could join me.
A bright sparkle of laughter follows your proposal.
Ha! How amusing. I admit I had not seen that twist coming. I was certain the pitiful begging was about to begin.
Mm-hmm.
Make your case and do it quickly. Why should I join you?
I'm planning my escape and you've need of people with talents like hers.
Escape? How you do tickle me. Most of the misguided dears around here would argue such a thing is impossible.
Reminder you saved her from certain death back on that ship. Just saying.
Well played. Oh, little needle mine, what should I do? Push or pull? The agony of choice.
Yes.
You know what? Today is a rather fine day. Sunshine and an easy breeze. Yes, I'll let you live. I'll even agree to travel with you, provided we talk to that lizard I mentioned.
We will.
I'm not quite sure the weather will save him.
With a casual flick of the wrist, she withdraws the needle from your neck and smiles, as if she just invited you to sit down for tea.
Okay, say she must have noticed she was pushing into bone, not flesh.
Yes, the needle did find you rather tough to chew. Then again, I already knew I'd have to push hard, knowing what you really are. This may strike you as, rather eccentric, but the thought of traveling with one such as yourself quite enthuses me.
She tilts her head ever so slightly and looks at you almost mockingly. You can't help but contemplate with both dread and delight the absolute darkness at the heart of her cat's eyes.
Yes, this will be jolly good fun. Let's discuss our respective... You and Death will be playing many... As a rogue, my speciality is stealth. The quick silence of the dagger striking unseen. That said, I'm perfectly lethal wielding any weapon or magic. So, the choice is yours.
Okay, and Sebille is actually one of the characters which I like to change. She is perfectly fine. Well, all of them are perfectly fine as whatever you want to use them in. 1 second, please. A spam caller. How delightful. As I was saying, she is perfectly fine as all of them are in any given role. I would say the rogue suits her quite well, honestly. I think she plays out very good as a role and it fits her personality. And you can be quite effective with the rogue. Rogues are very, very powerful. However, I do tend to prefer using her as an archer. And again, rogues are perfectly fine, but my issue with the rogue is if you use them in melee, which I think is the best way to use them, it's easy to make a little mistake and get yourself exposed in the middle of a bunch of enemies, which I definitely don't want to do, because rogues are also quite squishy, because I tend to build them for more damage rather than more survivability, and it's quite easy to have them die if you just make a small mistake in any of your planning. So, for that, and given the fact that I am playing in Honour mode, I am going to be using her as an archer. Just a pure archer, not really a wayfarer like Ifan comes by default. I think it also fits her quite well. It's still one of the, you know, the finesse archetypes, let's say. And honestly, I really like playing with archers in this game. I think they're really well done, they're powerful, and they are fun to use. So I'm interested in someone with a little finesse. Ask if she's comfortable in the dexterous arts.
My grace and finesse.
And she will say yes. And from here, once again, you can pick whatever you want. You can go for a ranger, a rogue, a shadow blade, a wayfarer, or even a metamorph. I'm going to be going for an archer or a ranger. So looking for someone who can strike from a distance with a bow or a crossbow.
Suits me fine. Lead on, then follow me.
That's done. And also, a cool fact, once you decide to change the specialization of a character, they will also change the weapons they come with by default. So you can see right here, she now has a bow. With this, I'm also going to be giving Sebille the special arrows. And special arrows are very, very powerful in this game. If you can make good use of them, they can definitely change the course of a fight in your favor. A lot of the time I don't use them because I hoard stuff. If you've seen my other playthroughs, you know I hoard and I never use stuff until the last fight of the game. But yeah, you can make very good use of special arrows or just consumables in general in this game. Okay, so with Sebille in our ranks, I don't want to go there. God damn it, where is Beast, man? That's the cave with the elf. That's the lizard for Sebille. Let me go here again. Because I know Beast is like working on a ship, like a stranded ship of some sort. Maybe there? Okay. I think this guy reacts to the Red Prince. But I am not 100%... Ah, there he is. But I am not super sure.
Come on, you stubborn hunk of garbage.
Yes.
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered chunk of wood nailed to the skeleton of an old ship. His whole body strains with the effort of wrenching the plank free, to no avail.
I had to make a slight pause, but I'm back. Hail! You recognize this fellow from the ship. Tell him you're glad to see he made it away from the wreck.
Eh? Oh, that. Won't be my first or last roll on a lost boat. Reckon I might have had a harder time of it without your help, though. Bravery on the high seas is rewarded tenfold in the hall, you know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got business to attend to.
The dwarf spits into each of his calloused palms and rubs them together, before placing them both back on the plank and pulling.
Bleeding nail must be charmed or something.
Do you need a hand?
Go on then, give it a go.
You grab the plank and pull. The rusted nail pops loose, and the plank promptly crumbles to pieces in your hand.
Oh, look at that. Nice of you to finish the job after I loosened her up.
He winks and flips a gold coin toward you. It makes a long, high arc, glinting in the sun, and lands squarely in your hand.
For your trouble.
Tell him you doubted that old plank was worth a coin, or just thank him with a nod, sure.
I suppose it were a fool's errand thinking I could make something out of this heap, but I couldn't help myself from trying.
He sucks a finger and holds it up to the wind, testing the breeze.
Winds like these, she would have capsized before she reached the break. Well, on to plan B.
Plan B? Are you planning an escape?
He gives you a wry look, as though deciding whether to trust you.
Aye, was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north of here, in a town called Driftwood. Far be it from me to miss an appointment.
Tell him you hate to break it to him, but people don't just leave for joy. Or say if he's getting out, you want in. Yes.
Why don't we make a deal then?
You help me get out of this place, and I'll do the same for you.
Reach out and shake his hand. You'd be glad to have him as an ally.
That's the spirit.
He lifts an invisible cap and bows with the grace of a courtier.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's... well, the name's dead and buried. What matters is what they call me. Beast.
Say his story is well known, even outside the Dwarven Kingdom. He was an outcast after he's outcast after trying to overthrow Queen Justinia, right?
May have been cast out, but you can bet your last heel of breed she wishes she hadn't have. I've taken my revenge 1,000-fold on that tyrant's fleet.
He's got a bad case of sour grapes. Okay, what do you plan to do once you escape?
I'll tell you when you're older. Anyhow, we're a team now, so the me...
Okay.
Let's get down to brass. I've been up and down the realm so often it'd make your cabbage spin, and I picked up a few tricks along the way. Truth be told, I've grown fond of crushing and casting. A battle mage, if you like. But there's not so important as team dynamics. So what'll it be?
Okay, so Beast is another character which I am going to change his default role, let's say. So he joins you, as he says right here, as a battle mage. And the game tries to make a battle mage as someone that mixes, you know, melee prowess, especially on the offensive side, but you can build it whatever you want, or however you want, with magic. And I think in his case is air magic. So I think it's a good time as any to bring this up. In this game, in my opinion, and I think in a lot of people's opinions, it's best to not try to mix things up. So, if we want to min-max as much as possible, which I am not going to be doing in my playthrough, you would ideally want a party that's either full physical damage or full magical damage. Mixing physical with magical is not the best way or the most efficient way to do things if you are only worried about efficacy, okay, and efficiency. And the reason for that is the way the game works in terms of combat is you have these two defenses here, which I have brought up previously to a certain degree, which is the physical armor and the magical armor. And what this means is, if you are trying to hurt somebody by using physical damage, you will first need to break through their physical armor before you can start hitting their actual hit points. And the same thing can be said for magical damage. If you are using a spell to deal damage, you will need to go through their magical armor before you can start hurting them. Now, more important than any of that is being able to apply ailments or status effects. Like, let's say you want to blind someone or put them to sleep or prone them. You can only apply those effects if you break through the enemy's armor first. There are a couple of exceptions, especially if you are using certain talents like Torturer, but for the most part you can only apply effects on enemies if you have broken through their armor beforehand. And that really is the key to beating fights in this game. And naturally, if you want to disable somebody, if you have 4 people in your party which are capable of breaking through the same type of armor, then you will have a much easier time of actually being able to disable that enemy, right? The other way to think about this is you might find some enemies which have a very high physical armor but very low magical armor. So you would think, okay, I'm gonna use my mages on whoever has high physical armor but low magic armor, and that makes sense, of course. But generally speaking, if you had just focused on a single thing, you are going to have a better time. Even if you are neglecting the fact that they might have more of one type of armor than the other one. Again, as I said, I am not going to be doing that in my playthrough. I don't find that to be particularly fun. I like to have 2 people more focused on one type of damage, in this case in physical, and then the other 2 people more focused on spellcasting, which would mean magical damage. The one way I kind of work around this, if I need only one type of damage, is that especially later on, if you dabble in necromancy, you have a lot of spells, necromancy spells, which also scale with intelligence, so they will scale with what you already used to scale, for example, fire damage or air damage, stuff like that. Necromancy also scales with that, which is intelligence, but they deal physical damage. So that's a cool way to work around that issue of trying to deal the same types of damage. In any case, for fun, I like to mix it up. I like to have physical and magic damage available on my party. However, on a character build, I would not build a character as someone like a battle mage, because that does mean you need to split your stats more than I would like. You would need to put, for example, a lot of points into warfare if you want to deal physical damage, but then you would also need to put points into intelligence if you want to do magic damage. So for that purpose, and all this chatter to say, I don't really like a battle mage. If I'm going for someone that wants to be capable in physical prowess, I will just dedicate them to that role. So I'm simply going to go for a regular fighter. And since I like having someone that's a little bit more tanky, I'm gonna use him as someone who's focused on a one-handed and also a shield. So I want a little muscle here, martial experience, and then I want the fighter, someone who can deal plenty of damage and defend themselves too.
Then it's settled.
There we go.
Aye.
Ah, right, I have no room for him. How does this work again? I forget. Oh god. Okay, give me a second. How do I do this?
Let's team up, you and me. What do you... How do, partner? Right now, though, the biggest thing on my mind is...
Hey.
Aye. But it seems
You come find me when a spot opens up.
You come...
He drags a cone through it.
Okay, so how do I take somebody out? That's not what I want. God damn it, I don't remember how to do this. Wait, what is this? No. Well, give me a second, I'll be right back. I forgot how to remove somebody from my party. Okay, so apparently it's just hovering the mouse over them. I had forgotten that detail.
As soon as I saw that glint.
Yeah, so I want to venture alone for now.
Are you certain you want to dismiss?
Yes.
His eyebrows shoot up.
Can't say I'm not sorry to see you go, but you'll be alright. Good luck out there. Might be we'll...
Now, what I don't remember is where do I find him later? I think he's gonna be around here, but I don't actually exactly recall. Okay, with that said then, in case they go somewhere I'm gonna forget, I'm actually gonna pick up the Red Prince first. Because I want to deal with that one guy, which I think is triggered by having the Red Prince in my party. Lucky Charm playing out, good. And he is here. I want to see if I can still get this fight in this episode.
You spot a strange... Yes, you recognize him from... It was the
yes, you have survived.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than...
Yes, I'm never the... Now then, if there's... He tell. What do you see when you cast your memory?
He looked...
As I see continent. What do you...
Come on, man.
You just stand there, gawking like an ape at an abac... Oh, of course...
There's a...
That's a grandeur that is...
Okay, travel with me.
I've reason to believe one of them may be jolly good. Oh my... Come,
I am undead.
As a born fighter,
And a fighter sounds perfect. That's what I want.
The Red Prince...
Now, as your... Of course, there are...
There we go. Okay, so we have the Red Prince in our party. And we can now travel by waypoint over here. And we can go and fight that guy. This fight can actually be tougher than it seems. So you want to actually try and be careful with it. And I'm trying to find the place. I think it's over here. And the guy, where is he? Oh, he's over there, right there. Okay, so one of the things you need to get kind of accustomed to when playing this game is splitting your party and positioning your party before the fight starts. It's a big difference in how fights will play out, especially if enemies have access to AoE abilities, which they normally do. So I'm gonna put people around here. I'm gonna do like this, for example. I can send Sebille, let's say, over there. And now move the Red Prince forward. I can even pre-buff, I guess, a little bit. What's up, bitch?
I found you, didn't I? Red,
yeah, red.
Red, then dead.
Is this going to be another attempt on your life? Because they're a frightful bore, frankly.
Not an attempt, mate. Not if I can bloody help it. Time's up, Your Highness. Let's dance.
Now, something that also makes a big difference in fights in this game, because you can kind of pre-buff, but it doesn't really work that well because most buffs don't last too long. However, if somebody is in a dialogue, you can actually control other people in your party and buff them while they are speaking. And if you buff them while they are speaking, their buffs will not tick down, as you can see right here. In my case, I don't think I have a lot of buffs, I guess, except Encourage if I wanted to use it. But yeah, you can reposition your party members if you want to do it. I guess I can do it actually. Just to have Lohse in the middle here. And you could do whatever you want before the fight starts. For this particular one, I'm just gonna go normal here. Burning Blaze. And throw Dust. He's almost killed the Red Prince, as you can see right there. Because he broke through his magical armor. We have we have Sebille. Now let me see if I still remember this. Flash Sacrifice is really cool, because you gain 1 action point immediately and you also gain 10% damage boost for 2 turns at the cost of 1 constitution, which is kind of perfect if you are playing ranged. And this guy has 56 physical armor and 45 magical armor. So I am going to do a Flash Sacrifice here. I could also put Peace of Mind on myself. This also removes Blinded, Terrified, Charmed, Taunted, Sleeping, Enraged, and Mad. And he is blinded. So let's see. I want Flash Sacrifice for sure. I will want Elemental Arrowheads with Blood. It also combines quite well with Flash Sacrifice because you make a blood puddle. So we'll do this. I am going to remove Blinded from my friend over there by giving him Peace of Mind. And now I can quite simply shoot this guy. And if I want to try and break through more of his armor, I guess I can even just toss out a fire arrow to deal some elemental damage also. Okay, good. We are going to end our turn here. And yeah, the blood arrow is giving her more physical damage with every single shot she takes. Okay, so with Fane, what am I going to do with Fane? Fane can start hurting this guy quite a bit. And I can go for a Fossil Strike to make an oil puddle, make him move slower. And then just hit him with fire damage. Okay, let's go for fire damage with the daggers here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've almost broken through his magical armor. Now, the Red Prince, he is injured. We have access to shields up because we have a shield, which is going to increase our physical armor, or actually restore, not increase. But it can restore our magic armor, which would mean we stop burning. So I'll actually do this. There we go. And I'm also going to be using Dragon's Blaze, which is something he can do by default by being a lizard, to set him on, or actually deal fire damage. That way maybe Lohse can disable him just by using her spells. Okay, so now he only has 2 magic armor, and I can even heal just because. There you go. Now I'm using some of these consumables. I don't think it's really necessary to use them, but might as well just show off how they work and get that going. So from Lohse, I'm gonna try and do Hail Strike, see if I can freeze this guy, disabling him. It costs 3 action points, and then we also have Encourage, which is gonna give a buff to everybody in an AoE, which is gonna actually hit all of our party members. We're gonna do that. There we go, we are encouraged, which means we have 1 more to all of these stats. And now go for a Hail Strike. It's also why I didn't want to move the Red Prince on top of that guy, to not get hit by this. We can also press O to have what they call Tactical Camera, just to adjust our skills a little bit better. And this means all 3 projectiles from Hail Strike should actually hit him. Chilled, frozen, there we go. So since he was frozen, he lost his turn, he could not act, and now we can kind of just bash on the guy. For this, I am going to have to move through fire, which I don't like. Good to know, by the way, that Fleet Foot does not actually work in combat, it's just quality of life. Perfect. And I think I'm just going to move close to him and hit him. That way I'm close to him, and if he tries to move away, he's gonna get an attack of opportunity. Okay, so 8 damage, we're just gonna do that. And end the turn. Sebille's turn, she has 5 action points because we had the flash sacrifice. I will just shoot the guy. A lot of damage, and shoot the guy again. And we'll just stay where we are. Time for Feign. Feign is going to poison him. I believe it does not hit the Red Prince. I don't think so. Okay. And now we can shoot him with our double wands. For some very decent damage. And Lohse is actually going to do... I might mess up the Red Prince with this, but I'm thinking about putting Rain over here. Or I'm gonna start with this, actually. I'll start with electrifying Naren, and then raining water on him, which could stun him if he's wet. Since he's burning, I'm not sure if it's gonna work. No, he is shocked. Ah, he did not get stunned. Okay, sad. And we just passed the turn. What you doing? Fortifying, that's okay. Oil flask, that's okay. Alright, I think I'll just hit him twice. We have our shield bounce and the normal hit. And we can fortify ourselves. That's gonna clear the burning, I think. Yep, burning went away. Sebille, once more, just shoot. We're gonna break through his armor. Feign, just attacking. There we go. And now, do you have a wand? I forget. Yeah, you do have a wand. So just shoot him and poison him. The staff would have been better here, but it is what it is. He actually went invisible. But he stepped on fire, so it's not gonna save him. Okay. We can just set him on fire again. And down he goes.
It's their frightful manners I mind the most, really.
Okay, so we've actually done a little bit of a quest for the Red Prince. And I'm not sure if we can just fight this guy without having him in the party, but you know, since it's part of a quest, I'm just gonna do it. We gained the fire arrow. I'm gonna give this to Sebille. I can do it like this. We have a haste scroll, very handy. Life essence, tattered page, not in. You have served me well in the past, you will do so again. Use the scroll included with this letter and cast it in a public square in Arx. You will be arrested for source use and shipped to Fort Joy. Once on the island, you will search for a red-skinned lizard. You will kill him. You will cut up the body in pieces. You will ensure no magic in the world can restore him back to life. You have your orders, your weight in gold awaits you. Good luck and good hunting. And we also got this magical wooden targe, which actually gives us a lot of physical and magical armor, also some more initiative, but it is level 3. So I think you get some kind of a penalty if you are using an item which is a level above you, but we'll check that out in the next video. Okay, so my objective for this one is done. We got this done. I wanted to kill this guy. But as you saw, he can deal a lot of damage early on, so you kind of need to approach him somewhat carefully, but overall, not a super big deal. We can rest to heal up the Red Prince. I could have also rested before the fight to get this buff as well. I kind of forgot to do that, but all is good. With that, my friends, I want to thank you all for being here with me on the channel, watching some Divinity Original Sin 2. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Questions, suggestions, anything at all, leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more. Many more videos coming out soon. It is also a free and easy way to support the channel. I hope to see you all in the next one, and until then, stay safe, everyone.